I want to walk you through the process for submitting assignments, getting things done. And the first thing we're going to do, we're in RStudio and click on File and click on New Project. Take a minute. And I'm going to say we're going to start it in a new directory. And I'm going to select New Project as the project type. And then we're going to browse. And I'm going to go to where I put things. You can do it your own way, of course. Dropbox. R projects. This is where I keep stuff. And the directory name is going to be data analysis. Oops. Okay. And create project. Okay, so now we're in RStudio and we're in project data analysis. You notice right up here it tells you what project you're in. And if you wanted to return to any of the previous projects that you've been working with, you could click on this pull down. Okay? But the only file in this directory at this point is dataanalysis.rproj. That file is what marks this directory as being the location of an R project. Okay? So now we have to go into Moodle. And wherever you are, whatever course you're in, we need to get a couple files into that project. One is cdc2.r data, and that downloaded it. The next one is A1. This is the RMD file. That downloaded that. Okay. So now if we look in our either Windows Explorer or whatever, we've got these two files into our downloads folder, a1.rmd and cdc2.r data. Select those two and copy. You can either Control-C if you're on a PC or Command-C if you're on a Mac. Then navigate to the project file that you just created. I've got a lot of these things here from things I've done before. We're looking for data analysis. Okay, there it is. There's the file the project that we just created. And Control-V or Command-V if you're on a Mac. Okay, so now we've got the files into our working directory. We can close this, go back to RStudio, and you see that we've moved these things into the project directory. Okay, so now just click on a1.rmd, and it opens up as an RMD file in your editor. Okay. Use library to make the tidyverse available. Place your code here. Now, you've got to be careful to keep code within chunks. Okay, let's run that chunk and make sure everything is working. It worked. If that did not work, if that failed, what you'd need to do is to install the package Tidyverse. And the way to install the package is to go over here to Packages and click on Install, and then type Tidyverse. And after you've done that, click on Install. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. I already have the package there, so I'm just going to cancel that. Okay. So things to be careful of. Things you can do wrong. You could put library outside of the chunk, and you won't get any complaint because outside of the chunk you can put anything that you want. To get recognized as R code, it has to be inside the chunk. The second thing that you might do wrong, which is disastrous, is to put it on this line. The top boundary of a chunk, which begins with 3 backticks and an R, and the bottom boundary of a chunk, which is just 3 backticks, those are sacred. You cannot put anything else there. So let's get rid of this. Pretend I never saw that. Now that you notice, what happened is that this became a valid chunk again. You now have these two controls at the far right-hand end of line 19, which is the top boundary of the chunk. And this one says run current chunk, and this one says run all chunks above. When you walk away from a project and you let the thing sit for too long, it will forget about things. That is, it becomes disconnected from the underlying session that you're working with. And you'll need to do this to restore everything that you think you've done already. Okay? So problem 2 is to bring the CDC data into your R session with a load command. Well, I'll show you how to do that, the easy way to do it. Click on Files, then just click on cdc2.r data. Confirm load R data, yes. And you notice that what happened is that it created this load command and it ran it through the console. So we just copy that. We need to copy that because this has to be done every time you try to knit the project. Okay? The third step was to create a histogram and run summary to examine the variable CDC2 $height. And CDC2 and then pipe gplot left paren AES parentheses X equal GIGHT plus geom underscore histogram and run that chunk, make sure it worked. And here we see the histogram. Okay. Now I haven't done the entire thing for you, but after you've done this far, go to knit. There's a pull down here, and you could either knit to HTML or knit to Word. I specified Word when I created this thing, but it doesn't really matter. You could do either of these. Well, you can do this one for sure. This one you can only do if you have an installation of LaTeX on your computer. So I'll just click on Knit to Word. And what I've got now is a Word document containing what I wanted. Okay? And I'm not going to do paragraph 4 for you, or problem 5, or problem 6. You'll need to read the notes on counts and proportions to get those done. Okay, so I hope that is enough help to get you through assignment 1. The real the function of this assignment, more than anything else, is to make sure that you understand the process of dealing with an RMD document as an assignment and getting everything in one place. It is important that you have a project directory where you keep all the stuff for this course. Otherwise, after a few more weeks, it will get really confusing if you've got stuff still sitting in the downloads folder, some stuff that you've deleted from the downloads folder. Yeah, let's not get into confusion. So go through the process that I started with, create a project directory, and move all the stuff for the course into the project directory. Okay?